I am Dr. Karen Smith-Ott. I have been in education for 20 plus years. I'm originally from Ohio, moved to Texas, and then met and married my husband here in Florida 3 years ago. And I have been teaching at Booker for exactly 6 weeks.
Fantastic. So today we're working together with several classes. What would you say is a big shift that we had between our teaching and our student learning and engagement?
Interesting. I feel that the biggest shift was moving into student ownership, moving from a more traditionalist approach where the teacher is standing and presenter and the sage on the stage versus the students transferring the knowledge and opportunities for students to lead discussion was the biggest shift for me today.
Oh, perfect. And what strategies did you use to make that ownership happen in the classroom?
Indeed, we tried the turn and talks today. We tried lots of photographs and students getting engaged with looking at text-related images and relating that to what they had thought about, discussed, and read prior, generating student engagement that way.
And so what did you see from the students themselves in those real moments as they were doing the turn and talk, as they were standing up and moving?
Today I saw students come alive. That was really critical for me. Seeing students whose voices I hadn't heard before, who hadn't felt comfortable enough to share their stories with their peers, right? Who hadn't felt comfortable enough to turn and talk to someone new, right? Who hadn't felt comfortable enough to simply share in class. I saw students really come alive, and those walls, barriers come down between student and teacher and between student and student.
Fantastic. Oh, that's amazing.
Yay.
So as we're looking here, as the educator in the room, how did it feel to make that shift into student ownership for you?
There was something we call productive struggle. Looking at it from a student aspect, really I felt a productive struggle as an adult. The last 2 days of coaching, implementing some of those coaching ideas into the classroom, I as the adult felt that I willingly took on productive struggle. I feel very proud of that. I felt like I grew in 2 days as a teacher. I felt that the instruction, the coaching was very powerful, it was very targeted, it was very focused on my development as a teacher, my approach to pedagogy, letting go of some of the ideas and practices of the past and embracing some of the techniques and strategies of the future. And that's important to meet this generation where they are. It's not about where we want them to be ideally. Of course, we teachers always have that, but it's about where they are and being willing to be open, to be vulnerable, and meeting students where they are and locking arms and walking together, growing together, teacher to teacher, student to student, and student to teacher.
Fantastic. And one last question. If you were talking to a peer who was also a veteran teacher and was considering coaching, what would you say to them?
I say that I learned that there's always room for growth, no matter how confident you feel, how competent you feel in your career, in your path, and your practice, that there's room to stretch yourself, there's room to grow, and there's always a new way of seeing. So these last couple of days for me have been about a new way of seeing myself, seeing instruction in the year 2025, and seeing this new student, this new generation of student, and being ready to meet them.